You're breathing wrong right now. Well, maybe. But if you're the anxious type, there's a good chance your default breathing is quietly keeping you wound up, and you have no idea it's happening. Here's the thing about breath. It's a pedal. Inhale is gas, exhale is brake. And most people running anxious have their foot pressed halfway down all day. Breathing a little too fast, a little too high in the chest, never quite having those moments of fully emptying the lungs. You don't feel it because it's just your baseline, but it's feeding that fire underneath. One Stanford researcher described anxiety as a snowball. Your breath speeds up, your body reads that as something's wrong, and it feeds itself, which is the problem with a fast default. Your breathing is quietly telling your brain there's a threat, even when there isn't. The good news is the same pedal works in reverse. Once you know which breath does what, you can downshift on command. So here's the 3 patterns, what each one's for, and when to reach for it. One thing first, because it matters more than any single technique. These are moves you drill, not facts you learn. It's like a martial art. The first time you throw a punch, it feels as nothing. Sloppy, weak. Did it even work? That's not the tool failing, that's the pathway in the brain being new. Run it enough and the body stops needing convincing. The breath stops being an idea and it becomes a reflex you can reach for when everything's on fire. So be curious and tune in and notice what you learn. Pattern 1, double inhale, long exhale. This is your emergency brake. The one for when stress spikes out of nowhere, something goes wrong, a conversation turns, your chest grabs. So here it is. Inhale through the nose. Then before you let it go, sneak in a second inhale on top. Like sipping in the last bit of air. Then a long, slow sigh out through the mouth. Inhale. Sip in a little more. And long sigh. Now notice how you feel in your body after doing that. Stanford tested this one. They called it cyclic sighing against a handful of other techniques, and it came out on top for lifting mood and dropping your breathing rate. 5 minutes a day in the study, and you can even feel it in just doing a round or two. The second inhale opens the lungs the rest of the way. That long inhale is the downshift. It tells the body we're not in danger anymore, or at least safe enough to soften just a notch. And that one notch is enough to start. Try a few rounds. Notice what shifts after 3 breaths, what shifts after a full minute. All right, pattern 2. Quick inhale, then hold. This one's different. It's my anger breath. Anger wants to clench, so let it. The hold is the squeeze, and then the exhale is the release. Grip, open, grip, open. You're not fighting the urge, you're riding it out to the other side. You're resetting it. Here's how. Inhale sharp through the nose for about 4, and as you hold, let the body clench with it. Fists, jaw, shoulders, already tight. Hold the squeeze for a few seconds and then blow it all out through the mouth, long and slow. And let everything go loose at once. In and tighten, hold the grip, out and release. Don't crank as hard as you can into strain, just long enough to feel the clench build. And the grip and release buys you something, a gap. Space in between the trigger and your reaction. The half second where you'd normally snap. In that gap, options show up that weren't there before. Sometimes it's the choice to say nothing, and sometimes it's an answer that only landed once you stopped reacting. The pause is the tool. Pattern 3. Exhale longer than you inhale. This is the one to live in. The parasympathetic breath. And it's not a break to force you down, but the gear the body idles when nothing's chasing. It's our natural state, the one underneath all the noise. And quite honestly, in my experience, this one's weak in an emergency. When I'm already hot, it feels like swimming upstream. But when I'm settled, it takes me deeper, which over time helps drop our baseline. If you're more calm overall, you're going to be less reactive, and the intense moments won't feel quite as extreme. All right, here it is. Inhale for 2, and out for 4. Or in for 4, and out for 6. The exact count doesn't matter. What matters is the exhale is always longer than the inhale. And here's the part that fixes your broken default. Don't chase some gigantic breath. This is the exact mistake that I think when we're anxious, we want to force things, push things. Someone says, take a deep breath, so we haul in air as hard as we can, lift the shoulders, tighten the neck, and make the whole thing a little worse. That big gasping inhale is that anxious breath. So don't reach for the big, reach for smooth, slow, complete. Let the exhale be the place where the body lets go. This is the breath for winding down. Before sleep, after a hard conversation, when you're wired but tired. 5 to 10 rounds to start. In gently, out longer. In gently, out longer. It won't feel dramatic early on, that's fine. You're not forcing calm, you're building regulation. Walking the same trail through tall grass until your body knows where the path is. 2 more things quick. You can add movement to any of these. Sometimes when you're overwhelmed, the breath feels abstract. You're trying to calm down, but the body has nowhere to put the instruction. Movement gives the breath a shape. The signal lands cleaner. And a real safety note, when I got introduced to breath work, I was constantly being told to push and go hard and fast. As I explored it, I discovered that the softer and more in tune with the body is, the better results I got. Regulation isn't domination, it's tuning into you. So explore finding the one your body answers to. Try them all. And try them when you're a little stressed, when the stakes are low, when you're totally calm. That's how you build the thing now. So it's there when the bullets are flying. You're building an island of calm that's easy to swing back to. And breath is just the first stone you put down. Because here's the thing nobody tells you about regulating your nervous system. It's not one technique to master, it's a stack. Breath, movement, sound, relationships, the way you set up a space. Each one makes the others land harder and supports. If you want more of them, facts and tools, and other things that move the needle, I write about them in my newsletter with the link in the description.